Hello, my name is Vijay and I'm from Social Breakfast. We're here today at Morrison's to show our budget cooking.
So Morrison's actually offer like ready meals that are really simple to make. For example, we've got pasta here that's already been stuffed, so you basically just need to boil it and you can add some sauce. And for the Morrison brands, they tend to be a lot cheaper than the actual like branded foods, which is a really great way of saving money. So we paid 38p.
Yeah.
That makes us, how much is that saving on?
Something like 80p or something.
Yeah, about 80p saved. Sweet corn is either 2 for 80p or 1 for 45.
45p, and then you can use 2 for that if you wanted to, and then that's it.
Or that one's 65p, the one that you picked up. That's much better though,
yeah.
for a bigger quantity. Cheese, you need cheese?
And cheese.
Yeah. So again, we found the branded cheeses were a lot more expensive than, for example, the Morrison brands. Here they're all priced, so depending on their weight, they're priced accordingly. Is it depending on their weight? It says 522 on all of them.
Yeah, that's different. Two others.
That one's 191, this one's 185.
Yeah.
What's the difference? Oh yeah, the weight.
Yeah, weight's different.
Yeah.
Okay. Look out for these things.
So look out for special offers. Another innovative way of saving money. £1 for 1.25 kilograms. Where these onions we would have had to pay 120 per kilogram.
Yeah, so we're saving money basically.
Yeah, more saving. Okay, so off to dairy.
Yeah, we need some cream. It's close at the moment. Very close.
Basically, we've got like 50p left, and we're thinking that maybe our food's not going to taste as great. So we're going to head over to the fridges, to the frozen section, and check if they've got frozen veg. Because at supermarkets, veg tends to be a lot more expensive than in like marketplaces. We've basically found cheaper lasagna and cheaper pasta. So we're going to replace the pasta and lasagna that we brought for £1.50 to these ones for about 95p. It's about 60p saving.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So with my pasta, this is £1 for the Morrison's one, and then for this one it's 65p, so I'm going to choose the cheaper one.
So meat eaters might want to consider an alternative to corn, which is much more cheaper than meat, and still has like a very similar taste. Like you can't really tell the difference.
Still frozen.
Yeah.
This is our basket now. Trying to get one more thing, and then we should be on the budget. And then we're doing it today. Let's see if it comes under £10 because we're doing both there.
You ready for first item?
Yeah, go on then. Pepper.
How do I rate pepper?
Please enter the number of items.
1.
Yes.
Yeah, 79p. Onions, yeah. Yeah, 55p. The puree is yours, and tomato. What's that, £3.12?
Everything else we just do on yours for me.
So what's the price now? It's £5.82, isn't it?
In the bag.
Oh, we've got an offer.
We got offer! We got the offer!
That's such a good
In the bag.
Yeah. £9.20, there you go. £9.20.
That's under budget.
Pay for it? Finish and pay, yeah.
Alright, so we're here today. We're going to start cooking our food, but before we need to do a little bit of health and safety first. So before you start cooking, you need to wash your hands. Any rings or any jewellery on you need to take them off. If you've got long hair, tie your hair back so it doesn't get in the food. Just be careful with the knives, obviously you can cut yourself and everything, so make sure you're aware. Clean your work surface and everything, so germs and everything. If you're cooking meat or vegetables, make sure you have 2 chopping boards, one for meat obviously and then one for vegetarian. and then that's it really, so we can start cooking. Alright, so basically now I'm just chopping the onions. So just chop them up. You want to peel them as well, obviously. So you just peel them. So you just really dice them, so you hold it, just go down. And just go across. Just make sure it's not too hot, the oil, otherwise your onions will burn. You want them to be like a light golden browny colour for your pasta. So a helpful tip for students is, you know, when you go to fast food restaurants and stuff, use the salt from there and then try and use it in your cooking just for a quick budget tip. So when that's preparing, put the heat on for your boiling water. When that boils, you want to put your pasta in. Before you put your pasta in, put some salt in and some oil. Salt will give it some flavour. The oil will help it to not stick against the pan and the pasta itself.
When cooking garlic, a tip to make it smell more fragrant and much more stronger in your food is to place it over an open flame. And you basically leave it there until it's gone a bit golden brown to blackish skin.
Yeah, so in here we've got our onions and garlic. The boiling water is just about to boil, so we're going to get pasta. Just a bowl full and then put it in. And let it simmer for 10 minutes or so, and then that's it. Just put on a small one. More salt, just a little bit for the broccoli. Just get everything in there, and that's it. So we can get the pan up in there. We can do the thing. So everything's boiling, pasta's boiling, the broccoli's boiling hot, and then what you're going to do is drain the sweet corn and then just put some in here. About half, or less than half for one person. So water's boiling, just put some broccoli in, how much you want actually. So I'm going to put about 5 or 6 in. These will take 10 minutes to boil. Alright, so the pasta's done. You turn it off. I'm just going to drain it, so just be careful because it's really boiling hot and it's really, really hot and hot. So just drain it. So that's it. Make sure the pan's empty, obviously. So broccoli. Just cream it on. It depends how much you're cooking for, so you might use it a lot or you might just use a little bit, but for this I'm going to use all of it. Before we put the pasta in, I'm going to put some pepper in so it just has a little kick. Then last thing you're going to put in is your pasta. Then if you want to, if cream's not enough, you can add some cheese, which I'd like to add.
It also thickens the sauce, the cheese.
Yes, oh, I forgot that bit, yeah. It also thickens it. Because I like cheese. Then it should just bubble away. Make sure it doesn't, all of it just simmer away because the flavour's still in there.
So before you put your lasagna sheets and your vegetables into their dish, into their pan, I'd advise you to preheat your oven to 200 degrees, because once you've prepared your dish, you've got to put it in the oven for about 20-25 minutes. Alright, so like Vijay, we're going to cut the onions, just dice them quite small so they're easy to cook. Today I'll be making lasagna. So I'm going to need to do some grating, some chopping, some oiling. Hopefully it turns out quite nice. So cut around the root, so that way you don't really fry, basically. You can just throw away the bit of the root. With things like carrot peel, you can actually turn that into compost. Just put it into a pot and leave it to decompose in the garden or outside, or near a window basically. And then you can use that to put in to other plants and grow your own, maybe mint plants and herbs. So basically carrots take quite a long time to cook. So I'm going to cut them into small sort of chunks. Try to use as much of the carrot as you can, because you don't want to waste anything.
I really want to live. Please don't boil me now.
You can actually do a bunch of cooking here.
Vijay killed us.
What? You too?
Yeah. My mom, my dad, they're still in the packet. Run, run.
Basically, what you need to do is actually check how big the lasagna sheets are in proportion to the actual pan. So if I do it that way, I have 2, 4, 6. 5. Basically, that's one layer.
Salt.
It's tiny. We don't need that much. So the great thing about pasta and lasagna is that there's more than enough in one box that could last you for example a week or even a month. Depends on how much you eat it. And it's a great food, it's very filling, and it's really easy to make. That's great. Once heating it over an open flame, the garlic not only smells better and not only does it release like a lot of flavour, it's actually quite easy to peel and to chop because it's much softer. Just leave that for a bit. Basically just going to pick that up and pour it in. If you're wearing a white shirt like myself, stay at least 50 foot away from the tin of chopped tomatoes like that. Seeds out, you can just basically cut along these 3 parts here. But I found the seeds actually like give it some flavour, so I'll just basically cut that out. So basically I'm adding a bit of spice, a bit of chilli powder, not too much.
Where can you get chili powder from?
Any supermarket, they'll do them either in tubs or packets. And if you've got like tubs like that, you can just keep refilling them as you buy more. So with tomato puree you don't have to put that much in, it's quite strong, but it just adds more flavour to your chopped tomatoes and makes it quite thick as well. It's up to you how much you put in. You don't want too much, but you can just taste and try if it's like okay, and just mix that in with your sauce. Start to get a bit of colour. That's hot pants. Sometimes smell a bit light, smells amazing, but you know. Should be okay, yeah?
Yep.
Just adds a bit of flavour instead of like adding more salt. Herbs are a great way of just giving it a bit of a kick, basically.
So yeah, safely make sure you got a cloth underneath it because it's really hot. You might burn your hand. You don't want that.
Especially if you've got a uni course to be doing.
Oh, that does look good.
Basically just cut the bits out when I'm covering the cracked stuff. So like just start editing after this picture. Yeah. It's just got 3 joints to go. So I'm just grating some cheese to put on top. You don't want too much cheese because if you heat cheese for too long it just goes really oily. So I'd advise you to put like a bit of cheese now, put it in the oven, and after that, like midway through cooking, you can put a bit more cheese on it if you want to. So these are 2 dishes we have created that take less than an hour to cook
And prepare.